Hey guys, it's Sammy. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about one of the best books I've read in a really long time, and that is undoubtedly Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I know I just jumped right into it, but I'm so excited to discuss this book and talk about all the things that happen in it. If you haven't read this book and you've somehow read the first two Harry Potter books and weren't able to get to this one, this picks up exactly where the previous book ends, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and it goes into Harry's life with the Dursleys, and then he goes back to school, and the big mystery of this is that there is a prisoner that has escaped from the very secure prison of Azkaban, and the person is kind of roaming around and they're afraid that he is going to hurt somebody in Hogwarts or hurt somebody in general. But I'm so excited to discuss this with you guys, so without further ado, let's discuss. I can't even talk. There is so much that happens in this, and there is so much that I love about it, and I know for a fact that I am going to miss some of it. So we're going to try our best. I did not take notes because I suck, but also because I read this so quickly, and it's just like, I don't know, I would tab it, but it's just like so much I would want to tab, and it's just not gonna happen. So we start off this book again. He's at the Dursleys. We've talked about this before. I'll link up other videos that I've talked about how much this bothers me, but yeah, he's at the Dursleys. They're still treating him badly. The aunt shows up and he blows her up and he escapes, and then this is when we first are introduced to the night bus. This is something that I did not know when it was going to be introduced. I think the reason why this is a lot of Harry Potter fans' favorite book is because so much is introduced into the world. There is so much in this book that is like the very main things that people talk about when they talk about Harry Potter. I don't know if that's because everyone loves this book or it's because all that stuff is in this book. But first thing that comes up that I've been wondering about is the night bus, which picks up Harry after the big scary, oh shoot, I'm already forgetting, the bad omen dog, the big black dog, whatever, sees him, which we later found out is Sirius Black, but we're not even going to talk about Sirius yet because so the night bus, which was really cool. I really liked the night bus. I thought it was an interesting like concept. Also, when I went to Universal, bring that up above as well, I saw the night bus, but I once again had no idea what it was because I had only started reading Chamber of Secrets. My problem, but you know what I'm talking about. And then he gets to Diagon Alley and he lives there for a little bit. He finds out some stuff about the prisoner and how the prisoner is Sirius Black, who was best friends with his dad. And I mean, you guys know this stuff, but oh my god, I was so shook. I was like, I know they're gonna be like some sort of thing, like some sort of something, but then when I found out he was Harry's godfather, I was like, no good. And then later on I was even more no good. Oh, we're gonna get into it. But Hermione gets Crookshanks, love it, absolutely adore. And Scabbers is sick, and then we find out later that Scabbers is Pettigrew? Yeah, I'm all over the place. We're just gonna go along with it. But basically, eventually he gets to Hogwarts. And what's the subplots? Oh, there's new teachers. Oh my god, new characters. Okay, let's get into it. So we have our core three, of course. Love them. Getting better and better with each book. I love seeing all the characters like turn into different people. Love it, absolutely adore. Not even getting into the people we meet towards the end. Professors, there was the fortune teller lady, could not remember her name, I don't think I can pronounce it. I could do without her. She was a little annoying. There was new professor, Professor Lupin. I should have seen that he was a werewolf earlier. His last name is literally Lupin, but I didn't because I thought Snape was poisoning him with the potions because I don't think well of Snape. Snape can literally rot in hell, especially after this book. I think he is a horrible character, and you will not redeem him for me, and I am holding firm on that. And I'm serious, like, you're not redeeming this character. Like, no. Absolutely, positively not. Like, I'm just saying that up front right now. If in the future I'm like, no. You just need to reread this book, and you need to reread all the books, fuck Snape. No. No, absolutely not. But that's completely different. Lupin, loved him. So sweet. Such a precious. Oh my god, I forgot about the Dementors. Okay, so I didn't know what Dementors were. Now I know what Dementors are. We talk about Patronuses, and that is a thing that happens, and his is a stag, which is what his dad was an ambiguous too. Oh my god, I did not cry. I did cry. Actually, I did cry. But Dumbledore is also in this. Love him. sweet man. He helps them in the end with the time turner. I don't know how that's going to come into play in the future. I know it is. I'm almost positive it does because I know people talk about it all the time. But I also think that was about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which I probably won't read because I heard it was horrible. But I'm pretty sure the time turner comes into play again. Not entirely sure. I'm so excited to watch this movie. Oh my god, I feel like it's gonna be amazing. In Hogwarts, what are the subplots? Okay, Marauders, Marauders. Also find out about them. I literally just saw a tweet last night that's like Harry Potter or J.K. Rowling writes another Fantastic Beasts book, and then somebody quote tweeted and was like, where's my Marauders book? Marauders? I'm probably saying that wrong. But I did not know. People say that all the time. And I had no idea what they're talking about, and now I do. It is Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs. I know that's one of the subplots because Harry didn't get his form signed, so he can't go to Hogsmeade. Fred and George give him the Marauders map, which is this map for mischief. Oh my god, mischief managed, and I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. So that comes into play as well. I think that all of this stuff just comes into play here. I think this just had really good quotes. That's what I'm determining from this. I love this book so much. It was so freaking good. So the Marauders map, he goes to Hogsmeade. It's super dumb, honestly. I was kind of mad that he did that, but we're just gonna let it slide for this one. And he uses the Marauders map, which later we find out his dad was Prongs, and we're just not gonna get into it because it makes me upset. Yeah, they go to Hogsmeade, and then that's when he found out that Sirius was supposed to be Lily and James' secret keeper, and he gave them up to Voldemort, who killed them. Yes, that's the big thing we find out. But, of course, later on, it ends up not to be. Sirius Black is such a sweet man, and we're not gonna even talk bad about him because we cannot. But at that point, I was, like, crying for Harry because most parent books, like Parents Dead, I do not care. But this is done so well, and it makes me so sad. And there are so many times in this book where I just want to cry because Harry does not have parents. Oh my god, it makes me so emotional, and for reasons I can't even explain to you. So that's what happens when they go to Hogsmeade. I feel like there's definitely more plot points I'm definitely missing, and maybe I should just look up a synopsis so I don't screw anything up. Hippogriffs. This was the subplot that I was thinking of, but it eventually weaves into the main plot. But Hagrid is the new caring for magical creatures teacher. I think that's the name of the class. And on the first day, he brings out the hippogriffs, and they try to fly on them, but then bitch-ass Draco Malfoy, gets hurt by one because he starts like talking shit to it, so that doesn't go well for him. Then he gets hurt, and then later on the hippogriffs like challenge to death, whatever. That's a thing that happens. And then for the rest of the book, Hagrid's all sad. The only other real subplot point was Hermione with all her classes, and we're trying to figure out how she's getting there. I kind of figured, like, obviously she was using some sort of time thing, which is the time turner. But really that wasn't that big of a deal, except when she was so stressed out, she slapped Malfoy in the face. Oh my god, queen. Other than that, that was really the only subplot points. Oh, they win the Quidditch Cup by Harry using the firebolt. And also Harry has like this first little like love interest thing with Cho Chang, which I'm pretty sure is a character that you meet later because that name sounds really familiar. But we really haven't like gotten into that many sub characters. The only like two I can think of off the top of my head are Lavender Brown and that other kid that was like really into Professor Trelawney. Oh, I think that's Professor Trelawney is the one that's the fortune teller. And I only really remember Lavender Brown because I think she comes into play later. I don't know. One of these has these are hella long, so they're a lot longer, so I'm sure there's more in it. But I know in one of them they start to have like a dance and like romance shit, so probably book 5, honestly. Then we get into the real meat of the story, which is the last like 200 pages, but like, no, not 200, like 150 pages, I think. I was pretty shocked that like we were already at exams and there was still like so much left. I was like, what is going to happen? And stuff happened, let me tell you. So they take all the exams. The only one that's really like a big deal is, of course, the Professor Trelawney, whatever. She sees like a bad future and she says Voldemort's gonna come back. What? The hippogriff is going, Buckbeak, that's his name, is going to get executed. So of course, Ron, Hermione, and Harry sneak out in the goddamn invisible cloak. And they go and they want to go like comfort Hagrid or whatever. So they go there. Once they're there, they find Scabbers, who they originally thought was dead, because they thought Crookshanks killed him. But then they find him and he's acting out. So when they try to leave before like everyone shows up to kill the hippogriff, Scabbers of course gets out and it's a whole big scene. And they also kill the hippogriff. Well, actually, this is where I get a little confused. They didn't actually kill the hippogriff in the first scene, which is why, because the way that the time turner works in my mind is that even though this was technically before they did the time turner, they're still there. Because I'm pretty sure when Harry sees himself later kill or get rid of the Dementors with his Patronus and he thought it was his dad, that already happened. So when they thought Buckbeak was dead, he wasn't actually dead because Harry and Hermione had already gone back and made sure that didn't happen. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Anyway, that's not even like, we weren't even should be talking about the time turner yet because that hasn't happened yet. But really what happens after they leave and the hippogriff is killed, but it's really not killed, whatever. They get dragged into the Weeping Willow, which is the path that they made for Lupin to leave when he was changing into a wolf when he was at Hogwarts. So they get pulled into this hole, they end up in the Shrieking Shack. So much happened. Sirius is there because he's the dog. Crookshanks is there, who I thought Crookshanks was going to be a person. It wasn't, it was just a cat. Scabbers is Pettigrew, and Lupin, I think, just shows up and he's Lupin, but he's a wolf because he's a werewolf. Okay, and Hermione knew because Hermione's smart and no one's surprised. Then we find out that everything's wrong and it's actually Pettigrew that was bad, and Pettigrew is Scabbers and whatever. This is going to come back to haunt us in future books because that man got out. It's going to come back. It's going to come back and haunting us. Am I mad that Harry didn't kill him when they had the chance to? Yes. Yes, I am. I am very upset that that did not happen. I mean, no, I'm not upset that Harry was like, stop, my dad wouldn't want this. But I feel like this is going to cause big problems down the road. And it's not going to end well. And I'm going to be upset about it later. I don't know if Sirius Black dies. I don't. I have not been spoiled for that death. If he does, I will be actually emotional. I don't know what it was. I think it was the, Harry, you know you can live with me this summer. Like, I'm your godfather, you know, like, I was only slightly upset when that did not become a reality because fucking Snape decided that that wasn't going to happen because he's a little bitch ass who got pranked one motherfucking time. Why? Literally, why? Why is Snape such a bitch? Oh my god, I could go on and on. Basically, we just described the whole story of them being ambiguous. You know what I'm saying. Because they wanted to hang out with Lupin when he turned into a wolf, because they're good friends. James was Prongs, because he was the deer. Padfoot was Sirius, because he's like the black thing. I'm not really sure. Is it like a bear? It's like a big dog, whatever. Moony, because the moon, I'm pretty sure Moony, because he's a werewolf, and then Wormtail because he's a rat. And then Snape shows up and fucks everything up, like literally fucks everything up. But then they put him to sleep. But he still ends up fucking everything up. Oh my. If this man would have just listened for a second, he probably still wouldn't believe him because he's a little bitch, but if he just would have listened for a split second, he maybe would have gotten some knowledge out of this, and maybe would have, because like there's still somebody to blame from the group, like of the group that like bullied him, there's still someone to blame. It just wasn't Sirius. Like, we're just not gonna go into it. We're not gonna go into how upset I am that one of James's friends betrayed him. People are snakes. People are literally snakes. But that makes me upset. We're not going to think about it. But basically, when they think this is all going to end well, this was the interaction that made me, well, at first it made me so happy. And then, you know what this means? Sirius said abruptly to Harry as they made their slow progress around the tunnel, turning Pettigrew in. You're free, said Harry. Yes, said Sirius, but I'm also, I don't know if anyone ever told you, I'm your godfather. And he said, yeah, I knew that. Well, your parents appointed me your guardian if anything happened to them. I understand, of course, if you want to stay with your aunt and uncle, but, well, think about it. Once my name's cleared, if you wanted a different home. Of course, I thought you wouldn't want to. I understand, I just thought are you insane? What? You want to, you mean it? Like, Sirius is so sad. Like, this man has not had an interaction with people for 12 years. His best friends are dead. His best friend is dead because he thought that it would be better. They made the secret keeper Pettigrew instead of him because he thought that something would happen. I don't really know what. So it's essentially his fault that his best friend's dead and his wife and almost his child, and he's been trapped in this prison for 12 years and he didn't even do it. He didn't even kill those 12 people. That was not him. The other snake of a friend. I'm so upset about it. Like, when Harry saw, like, the best man picture and he saw Sirius, like, I'm sad. Like, I was sad. And I just want to look up stuff about Sirius, but I feel like he probably dies. And I'm not okay with that. Like, I know some other characters die, and you know what? I've come to peace with it. But if that man dies, like, I will not, most certain, no. I will not be okay. Then the whole thing with the Patronum and scaring away the Dementors happens, then they turn back time, and then they fix it, and then Sirius goes away on the Hippogriff, and that's really it. And then Dumbledore and Harry have this, like, fatherly conversation. And that's about it, I think. I don't even know. There's so much that happens. There's so much that happens. This is Editing Sammy here to say that, of course, I forgot something. One of my favorite parts of the ending, which was when Sirius sent the letter to Harry on the bus home from Hogwarts, and he gave Ron the owl, like the little mini owl. I'm really excited to see what happens with that. And also, he signed Harry's permission form to go to Hogsmeade. Sweet precious man. Really, just most of my emotions stem from the last 150 pages of Sirius. I think people like Sirius. I don't know if people like Sirius. Sirius and Lupin and the Marauders or whatever make me upset. So hopefully they come back soon, but also hopefully they don't die. Frick, man, people are gonna die. I have a lot of emotions about this book here. I'm so sorry, I was so over the place. I'm so bad at reviews where I just gush about a book. Okay, the next book is super fucking long, but we're gonna get through it because we're good readers. Yeah, I think there's not much else to say other than Snape is a snake and we do not like him, and he's not gonna be redeemed. I just want to reiterate that before we end this video. Snape is the worst character in this book and you will not redeem him. Signing off. I really love this book. I cannot describe to you how much I love this book. So much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below some of your favorite parts from this book. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.